Yeah, just grateful to get back on the winning track. You know, we took one in the chin versus Tennessee, and that really got us to look at some things that we needed to look at. There was no panic in our locker room. You know, that was only our second loss, and we forgot what that sting felt like. I thought our team really locked in on the defensive game plan. Um, you know, last year playing teams like Arkansas has really helped us in teams like Alabama, who I thought were doing well, getting real close, and we did not want them to figure things out against us on our home court. So really proud of our team and glad that they came out and focused on their defense.
So we'll start with questions in the room. Do we have any questions in the room?
Coach, congrats on the win.
Thanks.
4 of your players in double figures today. How proud of you of them for that effort?
Just incredibly proud. You know, I knew that after Kira had such a monster offensive game that they would be focused on her, and other people would have to step up. I also knew that we were going to be zoned, but we really worked on it. We saw what we missed. I thought Kira played exceptionally well inside of her game with 7 blocks, and that was the game plan. And then I thought, you know, Monk really upped the tempo and gave us that toughness we want from the start of the game, and then everybody else just followed suit.
How much did you guys game plan and focus for just limiting Alabama from the outside?
Oh, I mean that was our game plan. We wanted to limit them from the outside. That's what we do anyway, and we wanted to protect the paint. We wanted to do both. So for us, it was like we were only gonna give them the mid-range jumper, and I thought our team for the most part did that. We got out in transition. That's one of our strengths, and like I said, I just really thought we were focused for probably 38 minutes of just playing solid D and following our defensive game plan.
Yeah, it really felt like you guys sort of buckled down defensively, especially in that first half. How much did you just feel like your defense led to offense today?
I mean, that is our offense, our defense. You know, our defense is the engine to our offense. And you know, when you play games like this, and there's not a lot of people in the crowd, you have to generate your own energy. And hopefully, when people watch us, they saw that we are a tournament team. So what we wanted to do is look like that for 40 minutes. It had nothing to do with Alabama. We wanted to be aggressive. We were, if you saw like our bench, we were into the game for 40 minutes because our goal is not only to beat the opponent, but also send messages that we should be considered at the end of the day. And obviously, that's going to be the body of work we put together. But I just feel like we should look like an NCAA tournament team every time we step out on the floor.
You mentioned that sting you guys felt after Tennessee. How much did you feel that just contributed to the energy that you had today?
I thought it did a great deal. Anytime, you know, you get knocked down, you have a decision to make, you know, and you're either going to lay there or you're going to respond. And that was my word in the locker room for my pregame speech. You know, it's 10% of really what happens. It's 90% of how you respond. And when you don't respond well, that's when teams go on runs or you go on a slump. So we were very intentional about not being on slumps, really guarding the 3 line and dictating and disrupting. I don't think we did that versus Tennessee. So it was really good to see us in full form tonight.
Is Danetta where you would like her to be yet, coming back from that injury a few weeks ago?
We're trying to get her there. You know, it's going to be a work in progress. She has to continue to push herself. Luckily for us, and that's something that you take care of in the off season. We have that. So, you know, Angel, you know, we've been talking with her a lot. I thought Snudder played more relaxed coming off the bench. You know, Monk is a 5th-year senior, so anything I ask her to do, she can do. You know, she's a scoring point guard, so I just put my scoring point guard out there. And so it was just really seamless for us to do. And, you know, I thought we limited our turnovers, but But as far as Netta is concerned, that's just going to be a work in progress. But I do like having her on the floor because I think that people still have to respect her because they know what she's capable of.
I know it's still a couple of days away, but how confident are you guys that you'll be playing Mississippi State this weekend?
I pray and I pay I tithe. So I hope we get the game. We didn't get it last year, and that was a bummer. So I don't want 2 years in a row we don't get the game. But, it's hard to navigate through, everything that's going on with COVID. So I'm just hoping that we have an opportunity to come out and compete here, But we need games. So we're just going to be hopeful, and until we hear something different, the game is on Sunday. Thanks.
Any other questions in the room? Great, we'll go to Zoom. David, we'll start off with you.
Hey, yo,
David.
talking about the Mississippi State game, and I know COVID may be a concern there, but it seems like every time they're supposed to come to Oxford, it may snow as well. That's in the forecast again. Just your thoughts on wanting to get this game in.
I would play that game at 9 a.m. in the morning with nobody here if we had to. It's that important, not because it's Mississippi State, but we want another opportunity to get a win, So for us, we want to play. But I've been checking the forecast, and it's not supposed to get anything around even 1 inch until after our game. So that shouldn't be a delay. And I've also, since we had our little COVID bout, I've been doing the math. So I'm hoping that unless they have injuries, they have enough players that can be back and compete on Sunday just to give us the opportunity. My group, we need games. We already got robbed of 2. Don't know if we'll get it back. So we can't afford another one. But, this is what's going on. It just so happened that it's Mississippi State, and we'll be prepared regardless.
I know Kira did a lot of stuff on the floor tonight that helped in this win. But a cursory glance at the box score, and you see her with 6 points,
Yeah.
You might get frightened a little bit. But talk about the guard play you had tonight.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't frightened at all. I told Kira she needs to try to get double-digit assists, Listen, when it comes to Shakira Austin, if she's on the floor, she makes the game easy for everybody. And I was able to keep her on the floor for a long period of time because of how our defensive scheme. So what it did is it opened it up for the guards. And and it was really good for them to be able to step up and show that they are a part of this too. I think our team, we can't win with just Kira. Kira had 26 points. We still lost. Like, we need everybody to step up. And I thought that after our guards, our wings did not show up last game, they took it personal, and they wanted to have the team depend on them, and I thought that was good.
In 3 SEC games so far this season, a pair of double-digit victories. And I know in the context of this season, that might not surprise a lot of people. But in the context of where the program was when you first got here, unbelievable. I mean, what can you say about that? I mean, I know Tennessee was a tough one, but 2 double-digit SEC wins in early going.
David, it's really cool that you picked that up because I think about that all the time. In the third quarter, I think we were up almost by 20, and I just remembered 2 years ago us losing and playing a manager and a walk-on and having them in the game, just trying to stay afloat. David, people don't remember those days, but I do. I remember losing to Tennessee by 56 points here, and we didn't play well, and we lost by 12. And so just to see where we've come as a program, it really gives me a sense of pride. And sometimes I try to tap into it because I'm so focused on where we're trying to go this season. I have to remember how far we've come so that I can stay in the moment and be appreciative of these moments.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Michael, go ahead.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, so I think it was an obviously end up winning by 30. Just I guess what was the message at halftime, and just how important was it for you to kind of see that you can kind of take it to the next level in that second half?
Yeah, I mean, our message was, you know, they made 2 threes, and they made 6 free throws, and they had 26 points. You know, so if you take, okay, they hit 2 threes. You take away the 6 free throws, you know, they're 20. So we felt like we were giving them too many opportunities and we weren't stingy enough. We got a little bit lax with our game plan and didn't trust as much as we wanted to the first half. So the second half, I just challenged them again about response. And, you know, and I kept saying, guys, we have to look like an NCAA tournament team. You know, it's not about Alabama. It's about, you know, because by that time, usually I already know after the first half, like, if we can win this game, you know? So now I'm coaching. I felt comfortable like we could win the game. So now I was coaching towards where we're trying to go. And so we really challenged them at halftime to step up and show that we can dominate defensively, and I thought we did that.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey, since we won't get to talk to you again before Sunday,
Yeah.
I hate to ask you this tonight, but just a preliminary scouting report on Mississippi State.
Yeah, I had a chance to watch them a little bit because they played Alabama. I never watched the next team, but if I can double dip, I will. So they had just played Alabama, so I watched them. I think the makeup of their team is similar, you know, with a small, tough guards wanting to do the same things. Rakia Jackson had been out. I don't know what for, but if it's for COVID, she'd be back, and she's an All-American. And so we're going to have to compete against her. And I just think, David, when you play rivalry games, you know, you could throw all that stuff out, and it's going to be about who has the most pride and who plays the toughest that day.